Hello everyone, a new power has arrived in the DC Universe. Black Adam has finally arrived. It's so crazy seeing that Black Adam is in live action on the big screen. My father and I went to go see it. It was a dream come true. I mean, I was in high school when The Rock was announced to be Black Adam back in 2007. And you know, despite the quality of certain superhero movies, some being better than others, Marvel or DC, we tend to nitpick things. We tend to take things for granted. And it's just surreal seeing that not only do we have the Black Adam make an appearance in live action, but we have the JSA as well. And I love the lore of the comics with the JSA. My favorite incarnation was actually from Stargirl and Smallville. I love that Absolute Justice two-parter. And, you know, they are older than the Justice League, but the Justice League still exists in this world. And I really like what this film did. You could tell that maybe it was a bit edited down from the original R-rated version. I would love it if an extended director's cut that was R-rated was released with this, kind of similar to the BVS Ultimate Edition. We have Jaume Collet-Serra direct this. He directed Orphan, the first film, and he does a good job with this, dipping his toe into the superhero, or should I say anti-hero genre, much like David Sandberg for Shazam or James Wan in Aquaman. The Rock is perfect for the character of Black Adam. They even made the character of Black Adam look more like The Rock throughout the passing years. Yeah, there's no muscle suit. That's a real suit. And it's nice seeing that they didn't shy away from him being kind of a villain and anti-hero. I was afraid they were going to soften him up, and that does not happen here. I also respect that there are some DC Easter eggs that we'll get into at the end of this video. There's some cool DC Easter eggs that could combine into other things if they want to consider other films canon. And if they want to go in that direction, I know a cool way that they could broaden out the DC universe. I also love how they tied it to the world of Shazam, because one of my primary worries was if Black Adam was going to be connected to the Shazam film. Indirectly, yes. He might actually be in the same universe. And of course, he's the opposite of Shazam. He's Shazam's main villain. But this film deals with Black Adam being awakened. We get these... I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We get Intergang in this. They're trying to find this crown of Sabbac, this demon. And in the process, Black Adam is accidentally awoken up, and he basically enacts vengeance on all these people. And unlike Superman, he actually kills people. Hawkman and him have some good lines and kind of banter between them about killing and not killing. And where do I start? The JSA is just great in this film. Pierce Brosnan, I would not mind a Dr. Fate spinoff. That's one of my favorite characters, and he might actually be the best part of this film along with The Rock. I love him in this movie. We also get Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, and I really hope they delve into the history of Hawkman from the comics and maybe bring in Hawkgirl. I love the history and how they're cursed and how they end up living reincarnated lives. It'd be cool if they had that with this character. We also have a newer character played by Quintessa Swindell named Cyclone. She's kind of like Storm. In many ways, the JSA is a bit more like a derivative version of the Fox X-Men in many ways, and a little bit less of the JSA from like the 40s. But we also get Atom Smasher, who of course is wonderfully portrayed by Noah Centineo. In addition to them, we have Sarah Shahi as Adriana Tomaz and Bodhi Sambagoui as Amon Tomaz. I hope I pronounced that right, but the mother, I loved her work in Bullet to the Head as Sly's daughter. She was also in a great short-lived show called Fairly Legal. I like the characters here. I like what they set up. Does this film feel a bit rushed at times? Yes. Does it feel kind of like CG battle crazy at times? Yes. Is there a story in the first half? Not as much as the second half. No. But in many ways, it's a cool popcorn flick that's like a Dragon Ball Z episode on steroids. There are many moments that reminded me a lot of Injustice Gods Among Us and Injustice 2, and I'm a fan of those games, so it was kind of cool seeing certain moments from the video games or even comic books of Black Adam paid homage to. And once we get deeper into the backstory of Black Adam, the film really goes into some interesting territories. Is it going to reinvent the wheel? No, but it didn't have to. And I have to say, like I said earlier, it's easy to nitpick. I mean, we're getting Black Adam in a film. They didn't have to do that. And The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is playing him. I love what he does here. But this has a potential to expand the DC universe in ways we have never seen before in feature films that we've only seen a bit of in cartoons, in video games, and on television. I really like what they do here, connecting not only the old DCEU, but also bridging a path towards the future, adding and expanding the DC universe. It would be interesting to see these characters explored, seeing the JSA expanded on, whether they would want to add the Green Lantern, Wildcat, or Stargirl, Hawkgirl, and adding that with the Justice League of America, with Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, Flash. It'd be cool to see what they do there. And I think there's a potential for some really great movies in the future. Overall, if you're a fan of superhero films, I think you're going to enjoy this. If you want something more like Logan or even Zack Snyder's Justice League or Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, Dark Knight, you're not going to get that. But if you want like a good time that's better than Green Lantern, better than Justice League, better than Suicide Squad, you might get that. For me, it's not better than some of the earlier DCEU movies, but it's entertaining enough as a fan. It's just great to have this, and I think it's a springboard to some pretty exciting things in the future. So if I had to give Black Adam a score, I would give it a 3 out of 5 and a B+. The story is kind of minimal. There are points of editing that feel jerky that I feel like should have been in a longer, more gruesome cut. But that being said, I like the chemistry between Black Adam and this mother and child. Their uncle also plays a great role. And then seeing the JSA in this way. Is it the JSA we're used to seeing? No, not in the way of like Stargirl or like Smallville or even Justice League Unlimited. But we get to see this version of the Justice Society. And if it's expanded like Justice League, I think it could create an exciting future for the DC universe. I love the backstory and how it ties into the bigger DC world. And it's one of the few anti-hero films that actually sticks to it being anti-hero. It's not like Morbius or Venom, where they're Spider-Man villains, but really they're superheroes. Like, no, Black Adam doesn't give a care. He kills people indiscriminately. If they did wrong, he's going to kill them. He's going to murder them and make sure justice is served with his darkness. And I absolutely love that. I just hope to one day see him fight Shazam and maybe Superman, but we'll see. Above all, it's an entertaining film, and I've seen worse from the DCEU and worse in superhero movies, and it's better than some of the stuff we've had this year on TV and film, let me just say. So if you're like a hardcore fan, you may enjoy this. If you like stuff like Justice League, as far as the Snyder Cut, Man of Steel, BVS, this might not be up there. The action is reminiscent of that, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, without Zack Snyder, I've been feeling the absence of him in DC. Do they need him all the time? No, but I just wish everybody treated the characters in that epic, grandiose way. This isn't that type of movie, but for an origin film introducing Black Adam, it serves its purpose, and I think this series and this character has huge potential in the future. And The Rock, he listens to the fans. Now, talking about spoilers, they did have a lot of needle drops that were reminiscent of Suicide Squad. Did they work all the time? No, but I did love hearing Bullet with Butterfly Wings by Smashing Pumpkins in the opening. Energang. Oh my god, you realize that they actually count the Snyder Cut as canon, that they could tie in Energang since they're also linked to Darkseid. Energang was hinted at in Man of Steel in one of the buildings of Metropolis. Like, they could very easily have a Darkseid story still now that we have Energang. That would be amazing. And also, speaking of Superman, that after credit scene, we not only get a character from Peacemaker show up, but we get Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. And I don't think Superman's working for her. He's just working with her as a favor, like the government called him. Despite the John Williams theme, it's an iconic theme. I kind of hope they blend that in the Zimmer theme, because Zimmer is his theme. And it's not just that it's an older theme. I love the John Williams theme, don't get me wrong. It's just that if they wanted to go back to the classic Christopher Reeve Superman, they should have done it to begin with. And second of all, if they do want to go back to it, you have Brandon Routh, who's his successor. That's why I'm upset. I'm like, you could have had that if you wanted that. But Henry Cavill, I like Hans Zimmer for his theme. Maybe they can combine the two now that he's the hero that is needed. I love how they went back to the Man of Steel suit, but now it has like the color tone and template of the Dean Cain, like Lois and Clark New Adventures of Superman colors, you know? I love his Man of Steel suit. Iconic suit, and I know a lot of people are mad that he's not in the black suit, but guys, Justice League came out last year. The film takes place in 2016, 2017. He's already going to be back in the red suit regardless. I mean, even if it is canon, they make those films that are set during that time, this is set after those films. Or they're going to change the plan and go a new trajectory. Who knows? But I don't care. It was just great seeing Henry Cavill back, and the audience in the theater applauded and lost their shit when that happened. Seeing the smile on The Rock's face. You know, he's fought Hulk Hogan in the WWE. He's fought John Cena. He's going to fight Superman. I want to see that movie. That's the movie I want to see. Maybe they can have Shazam, Superman fight Black Adam. You know, like that one animated film? That would be great. But I'm excited for the future of DC. We still have a bit of aftermath with the previous administration, with different presidents and producers, certain people that are still involved that really messed up things in the past when they're at a higher position. But I don't know how Discovery is running stuff. I really don't. It might be worse than the previous administration, but I think they are trying their best to get the quality up there and like a plan for the future. We'll see what happens. Who knows if the Snyderverse is going to be restored? Best case scenario, I would love for that film to be canon with other films and then merge a new DC plan that's a little bit different than the previous ones, but adds to it with all these new characters. So yeah, those are just my quick initial reaction and thoughts to Black Adam. I love the action. It was CGI heavy, but a lot of movies are. I love that he was an anti-hero. That Sabak battle kind of gave me some Hellboy vibes, even though he was as generic as like the theatrical version of Steppenwolf. I liked it. It was like an Injustice Gods Among Us thing. And for a popcorn flick, it wasn't bad. Got a jumbo popcorn bucket, cup, and t-shirt. So that wasn't bad at Cinemark. I'm probably going to buy this on Blu-ray. It's Blu-ray. It's a good time to buy on Blu-ray. Good time to watch. It's not going to be groundbreaking, but, you know, it's just cool seeing these characters finally on the big screen. I mean, we live in a world now we have Justice League and Avengers. Why not the JSA? And we'll see what the future holds, for better or worse. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of Black Adam? Did you love it? Did you find it okay? Did you enjoy it? Did you just flat out hate it? Did you boycott it? Let me know down in the comments below. In the meantime, you can subscribe for more videos and check out these other DC-related videos for more content. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Till next time.